In January 2025, either Donald Trump or Kamala Harris will be the next American president, the key voice in determining U.S. geostrategic interests and the commander-in-chief who will direct the world's most powerful military.
I don't have wars. I had no wars other than ISIS, which I defeated, but that was a war that was started. We had no wars. I could stop wars with a telephone call.
Trump has never explained how he will end wars. While Joe Biden was in office, Russia invaded Ukraine, and militant groups Hamas and Hezbollah attacked Israel, leading to a bloody year-long retaliatory campaign by Israeli forces. No major wars were started under Trump, and he did not get the U.S. involved in new armed conflicts. Trump supporters call it peace through strength. Democrats argue it's a coincidence and that at the end of Trump's term, U.S. troops were still fighting in Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. There's also Trump's unpredictability. Presidential historians call it the madman theory.
The idea that by pretending or at least seeming to be willing to be a madman in foreign policy, to retaliate viciously, was a way of strength, was important, and unpredictability in that sense could be a virtue.
Critics say that Trump's unpredictability, paired with his self-interest, is dangerous in a world with nuclear weapons. Unpredictability may also complicate conflict management.
So much of de-escalation and diplomacy depends actually on choreography, and choreography needs to be predictable. So if you know what your adversary is going to do for the next step, you can take it right up to the edge without going over.
On the diplomatic front, Harris is seen as more traditional. Like President Joe Biden, she believes in multilateralism and building alliances to maintain U.S. global leadership.
As Vice President, I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders, strengthened our alliances, and engaged with our brave troops overseas. As Commander-in-Chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
But Harris, like Trump, might be more selective in determining which conflicts require an American military response. The U.S. is no longer the world's single superpower.
Both Trump and Harris, are not ignorant of the fact that power is redistributing in the international system, that other countries also have a say, that Russia and China have their own views on how the international order should work.
The difference, Lapson said, is that Harris believes in U.S. convening power and would be more inclined to rally countries to solve problems together. She will likely continue Biden's push for transatlantic unity to support Ukraine. On Gaza, she has emphasized upholding humanitarian laws.
Donald Trump is saying to Prime Minister Netanyahu, do what you got to do in the Middle East. Kamala Harris is saying, you have the right to defend yourself, and you need to take into account the humanitarian crisis among the Palestinians. Do either of them lead to a different outcome? Is anyone listening to the United States at the end of the day?
As Americans gear up for the election, that is a difficult question to answer, no matter who wins in November. Patsy, Widakuswara, VOA News, Washington.